What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another video. So I am back with another wrap up. Today I have my September wrapped up. It is September the 29th, so that month is not quite over, but I already know, like, done with the books that I'm gonna read for the week. So I decided I'm gonna go film and upload this video today. So let's just hop right on into it. So the first book I read in September was Since We Last Spoke, and this book is about two basically teenagers that lived beside each other their whole life, and as they grew up, they finally realized that they wanted to be together forever. So they end up confessing their love to each other, and once they did that, the girl's older sister and the boy's older brother got in a car accident because they was also dating. They got in this big car accident and the boy died. Then a couple months later, the girl killed herself. So they couldn't spend any time together. Their family started feuding and they wouldn't like each other no more, so they spent some time apart. And yeah, very traumatic, very sad. But it was very, like, it's YA, so like, I'm not really into YA that much. So yeah, as I say all the time, I'm really not into YA. But yeah, it was really cute. But I rated this a 3 out of 5 stars. So Since We Last Spoke. And then the next book I read was a Colleen Hoover book. I'm starting to get into her, y'all, slowly but surely. I read November 9, and this was such a freaking good book. I rated this a 4 out of 5 stars. And this was about Fallon and Ben. Fallon was a kid actor. Her dad is a big time actor or whatever. She was a kid actress. And then on the day of November 9th, her house that she was staying at her dad's house caught on fire. Her dad forgot she was in there. She sustained some bruises or whatever, and so she finally decided she's gonna move away to New York. And then on November 9th, a few years later after the accident, like 10 years or so after the accident, she met Ben, and they got to know each other, spent the whole day together, and they decided since she was moving away that they were gonna spend November 9th together every year or whatever. Just that day. So it's about the trial and tribulations they went through, and she found out that he's connected to the fire, and it was just really crazy. The whole time he was writing a book, and she was just trying to explore herself. She's never been with anybody before because she felt like she was ugly. So yeah, it was really cute. 4 out of 5 stars for this really nice book. Next, I read a trilogy. It was my first reverse harem trilogy, y'all. So that was a thing, and it was really, really good. So I'm so into the reverse harem right now because of this. So it's called The Help. It's called the Kings of Linwood Academy trilogy. So first we have The Help, and then we have The Lie, and then we have The Risk. And I think I rated all 3 of these 5 stars. Yeah, I did. I gave all 3 of these 5 out of 5 stars. So it's all connected, so you have to read them in order. But it's about this girl and her mom who they wasn't poor per se, but like they didn't have that much money. So the mom got a job to be a housekeeper at the boy's house or whatever, and he and 3 of his friends are really like close, tight knit. 2 of which are twins, and then you have another boy or whatever who's really cute and quiet, and I would love him so freaking much. But anyways, they moved, and he really wanted no parts of them or whatsoever because he felt like his dad was going to cheat on his stepmom, who we didn't find out was his stepmom until like later on. Cheat on his stepmom with her, so he didn't want no parts of their family, of her and her mom. So he just hated her. She ended up basically falling for all of them. She did see the twins having sex together with a girl, so she was like, she wanted to try or whatever. So they didn't really, as a group ever, like all 3 of them and her had started having sex until the 3rd book. It was really, really intense, really, really nice, really, really crazy. Okay, so yeah, it was wild, but it was good when they finally did it. But the premise of the story is about how to start their relationship, they seen someone get killed. They go into their school, And then somehow somebody blamed it all on her mom. I'm not gonna tell y'all who because it's a big spoiler, and I want y'all to read the series for yourself. So read this series. Go Get It by Callie Rose. Reverse Harem. 10 out of 10 will recommend. Okay, yeah, but it's a really good book. They start having relations, and then all their parents find out about relations, and they're all cool with it. It was really nice, really nice. 10 out of 10 will recommend. And then I read Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, and y'all, this had me on such a big emotional roller coaster. I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It took me so long to finish this book. Like, when I say it took me so long to finish this, y'all, I had the hardest time getting through this because it was so like emotionally draining. Like, it was draining me, kicking me, and it was hard, okay? But it was written so well that's what made it hard. Like, how well it was written, it made it so hard for me to continue because I felt her pain. I felt for her. I wanted to crawl over and die. So yeah. I don't really want to say what it's about. I think y'all should go in it blind, kind of. I would say do read the synopsis, which says, when legendary R&B artist Corey Fields spots Enchanted Jones at an audition, her dreams of being a famous singer take flight until Enchanted wakes up with blood on her hands and zero memory of the previous night. Y'all, when I read that, I thought it was going to be a totally different book than what it actually is. So, like I said, go in the blind and read it, okay? And then, y'all, for the rest of the month, I read one author, Lauren Rowe. That's all I read for the rest of the month. So let's just get into all her books that I read. Is a huge stack. So first I read her Morgan Brothers series. I kind of read it out of order to start, but now I'm reading it in order. So yeah, but her Morgan Brothers series, the first thing I read. So first I read Hero. It was about Kobe and Lydia. So Lydia is a physical therapist who has 3 kids. 3, right? 3? Yeah, she has 3 kids. And her husband, who she met, was a police officer. He ended up dying on duty. So she was raising her kids by her own, but she was a physical therapist. And Kobe, who is the oldest brother, it didn't go in order by age, who is the oldest brother, he was a firefighter, and he ended up getting in a big accident as a firefighter, which made him a hero for what he did. He was in the hospital, so he needed a physical therapist. That's when we met Lydia. It was love at first sight. It's very insta love, okay? It's insta love, okay? So if you don't like that, don't do that. But yeah, so it took her a while to open up to him because of her dead husband, and he was down for it. He was ready to have everything, be with her, love her, all that, but she wasn't ready yet. So yeah, I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars, y'all. It was so good. I love Lydia. I love her kids. I love Kobe with all my heart. Then we have Captain, and Hero and Captain are like the same time plot. So it's like a big chunk of Hero, not a big chunk, but it's like a spot in Hero where it doesn't talk about their relationship really because they wasn't together. But it talks about Ryan's relationship with T-Rod, who is her name is Teresa, and they met under a false pretense. So it's like insta love to insta hate to love again. So it was like enemies to lovers. I don't know, but I did give this a 4 out of 5 stars only because I found myself skimming through it a lot. I was skimming through it a lot because of the stuff that I already here was said in here, and I don't like that. So yeah, but it was a really good love story. I love that love story. Also, T-Rod was getting on my freaking nerves the whole time because she was so stubborn. She didn't want to understand anything. She didn't want to listen. But they, like I said, they met at a bar and didn't even know how they actually knew each other. And then they saw it that she broke it off because his ex-girlfriend stormed in and told her a bunch of lies. And she stuck with it, so she stormed out. Didn't get each other's name, number, nothing. And they ended up seeing each other again at his sister's wedding, who was her boss. So yeah, all her books are connected in one big world, okay? So I'm gonna get to that. So she just wasn't feeling it, wasn't with him no more. She saw him at the wedding and she was like, whoa. So they got together there, and then the rest is history, as they say. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read Bob P. Hammer, which is the third. He's the fourth sibling, so the sister is the middle sibling. He's the third sibling, the third brother. The fourth sibling. He's the fourth sibling, third brother, and he was a male stripper, and then his brother, he had a brother that stayed in LA. They was from Seattle, so his brother, across from him, y'all, it's so crazy how these worlds are interconnected, because across from him lives this girl named Hannah, and Hannah and Hen met because of their sister, and they stayed across from each other in a record building. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot how they're connected. Okay, I'm sorry, it's very crazy how they're connected, but they met through them. So Dak stayed across, and so Hannah's little sister is who is married to Keenan, and her name is Olivia, I think. Is her name Olivia? I think her name's Olivia. Let me see if I can find it. Maddie. Her name is Maddie. Sorry. Maddie. She's Hannah's little sister. So Hannah asked, basically Dax and Hannah set them up to ride together up to LA, and they started to get to know each other, and they just slowly fell for each other on the trip to LA. So that's how they met. 5 out of 5 stars. Is really, really cute. I love Maddie to death. She has such a soft spot in my heart. Love her. Keenan too. He had a lot of growing up to do, so yeah. Then we had Mr. Fighting Guard, which is by Keenan's childhood best friend. They became roommates. They was with each other forever. Love each other. They're brothers. He's black. But her brother, his name is Xander, and then he got hired to be a bodyguard for an artist under the record label of Reed. Reed is also a part of this. He has his own trilogy, which I haven't read yet. I'm gonna get there though next month or 2 months from now, whenever. But yeah. So he gets together with a girl named Carmen. I think that's her name. I think that's the artist's name. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Aloha. Where did I get Carmen from? He gets together with Aloha. He had to be her bodyguard, and they basically was like off limits for each other, but they couldn't help it, and they got together while she was on tour, and he was her bodyguard. Really cute, really nice, very sexual. 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really, really love this book. Then the last brother is Dak. He's a rock star. He's the one that stayed across from Hannah and Hen, and he's the youngest brother, and he ends up getting together with, I think her name's Olivia. Her name's Violet. Where am I getting Olivia from? I don't know. He ends up getting together with Violet, who is Reed's little sister. Reed, he's in all these books. They're all in all the books, okay? It's all interconnected. One big world. But he met her at a party before he went on tour with another band, and it turns out that one of the members in the band is the ex-boyfriend of Violet. So it was a lot of drama in that. And then Reed finding out that they was together, that was a big trouble, because like he was overprotective of his sister. He didn't even know he had a sister until he got older, because her mom had a scandal with his dad. You know, that's also her dad, whatever. So yeah, big hoopla. But okay, this is 5 out of 5 stars as well. It was really, really good. I love their romance so much. It kind of irked me how they try to keep it apart, and they acted like they didn't like each other, like, so it was like just sex, but it shouldn't have been. Yeah, but regardless of that, it was really good, so I did give it that 5 out of 5 stars as well. And then next I read the Club trilogy, which is her first trilogy that she wrote. They do have to be read in order, so this is about, okay, stick with me, okay? This is about Sarah and Josh. Sarah and Josh are, Josh is Jonas's, no. sorry, this is by Jonas and Sarah. Jonas is Josh's twin brother. Josh is the husband of Kat, who is the sister of the four brothers. Of the four brothers. It's a lot, y'all. I'm so sorry if this is confusing. But yeah, so the club is about Jonas and Sarah. Sarah is the best friend of Kat, and Jonas is the twin brother of Josh. It's about, basically, he signs up for this club that matches you with sexual partners, and so he signs up for a year, and they have intake agents, and Sarah was his intake agent. She was in college, she needed no way to pay for it, so this was her job, paid really well. And come to find out, it's actually like a mafia that runs the club, like they're terrorists that from Russia. So the goal is to take them down and like get them or whatever. So I rated all these 4 out of 5. Did rate all these books 4 out of 5. They was really good. It was just not like giving me 5 stars, but it was 4 out of 5. It just talk about their love, they connected, him overcoming. He did see his mama get killed, and he saw his dad. We didn't see his daddy kill himself, but his daddy killed himself while he was at home on purpose. So he had a lot of emotional baggage. She didn't have as much emotional baggage. She was really put together, but it's about them taking down the club, and you kind of get a sneak peek into Kat and Josh's love, and that what leads into the Kat and Josh trilogy, y'all. So they do have their own trilogy, Kat and Josh. Kat, like I said, Kat is the sister of the 5 brothers. So in the Morgan Brothers series, they're engaged, and Ryan's story takes place at their wedding, but this is before they get engaged, before they get married. The 3rd book is when it all happens. But the 2nd book, y'all, only rated 3 out of 5 stars because it was really like fluff, boring, and I read most of it in the club trilogy. Like everything I was talking about in the 2nd book of this trilogy was talked about in the club trilogy, so it did not keep me interested at all. But the other 2 books, the 1st and 3rd book, did get 4 out of 5 stars. Really good trilogy. It just wasn't like taking me in as much as it probably should have. And then again, some of the stuff in the 4th book, like I already knew what basically happened, but in the 3rd book, beginning to actually see their point of view in the 3rd book, like leading up to their wedding, was so satisfying. Like I loved it so much. Like I love their love. I love Josh. I love Kat so much. So that was their trilogy. And then currently I am reading this, and it's turned out to be a 5 out of 5 stars so far. This is the epilogue book, the club epilogue book, but it's best to read it after you read the Kat and Josh trilogy and the club trilogy, because it talks about Kat and Josh feature as well. So I'm like 59% through this book. I'm definitely finishing before the month ends, so that's why I'm talking about it. But this is basically talking about their life 3 years later. So it's 3 years after Jonas and Sarah gets married that this book takes place, and they have kids. They had a set of twins, just like the father is a twin, so they had a set of twins. And show a glimpse of Kat and Josh, who already had a daughter. They had a daughter in the Morgan Brothers series. They had her, so like I said, I already knew most of their love story. But in the last book of their trilogy, they had the same daughter. But in this book, she's pregnant again. So yeah, you get a glimpse of that, and you just get a glimpse of the rest of their lives together, and it's so freaking cute. So yeah, I read a lot of Lauren Rowe this month. She has the Read trilogy, then she has a standalone, and then she has a duology that internet connects in this world that I still have to read. But I can read those in order and be just fine, because as of now, I've read everything before those books. So now I'm just gonna read everything in order. I feel like it'd be better for me, starting with the Read Rivers trilogy, which I'm really excited about, because that man is a mess. Okay, so yeah, I'm probably gonna do a guide video to her books after I finish everything. But I need a break from her, like a huge break from her. I love her writing, I love the world, but I kind of got tired of her world just a little bit. So after I read this epilogue book, I'm gonna read a few standalones because I just cannot bring myself to read another series right now. I'm gonna read a few standalones. I will get a peek into some standalones that I'm gonna read because I do already have them. So I have a cozy mystery. It's fall time, y'all, so we do have a cozy mystery. So excited for this. I have The Princess Trap by Talia Hibbert. Haven't read one of her books since I read her sister trilogy, Brown Sister trilogy. So I'm really excited to get back into her. And then I have Forgive Me Not, which I'm pretty sure is a gay book. For some reason I think it's gay. I'm not sure, but it's by QB Tyler. Be my first book by this writer. So yeah, really excited. And I have like 5 more books after these that I have. There's all standalones, and I'm reading nothing but standalones because y'all, I just cannot bring myself to read anything else other than standalones after reading so much Lauren Rowe. Okay, but yeah, I had a really good reading month, y'all. How many books did I read? 1, 2, 18 books. So yeah, really good reading month. This next month is probably gonna be a slow one for me, but that's okay. I've been reading a lot, so I really need to put myself on the book buying ban because I have too many books. But anyways, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. Subscribe, girl, because in 2 days October starts and your girl gonna be posting like crazy. So if you like this video, subscribe, and I'm gonna give y'all a whole bunch more for October. And then after October, we got a little break, and then we have Vlogmas. So get ready for all the content, okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.